Did well.
What's your name?
Okay, I'll go through the questions here. Where were you born and raised?
Hold on.
He's gonna ask you the question.
Oh, okay.
I'm in charge.
Take it away, Mel.
Oh, no, that
You know they are?
I know.
No? I'm sorry.
All right. Tell us where you were born now. Please. We want to hear you. Where were you born?
I was born in Fort Monroe, Virginia, and I was raised in a lot of different army posts.
Your dad was in the service.
Yes, he was a graduate of West Point, and he entered the service in World War I. And so I was born in Fort Monroe, and I lived in a bunch of Coast Artillery posts, mostly along cities along the East Coast.
At what year were you born? No?
1931.
Happy birthday. Congratulations. Okay, so your early childhood moving from base to base, did you ever count how many?
No, I was born, one of the places was in the Canal Zone at Fort Amador.
Oh,
I also lived in Yokohama, and that's where I learned to drive. I took my driver's license, and they drive on the left-hand side, just like they do in the UK.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So what was the rank of your father?
He retired as colonel.
Colonel.
Yes.
So,
Did you have to call him Colonel?
Dad.
sir.
Yeah, I learned to say sir.
Yes. Okay, so how long have you been in the Amador? How long have you been in the Amador County area?
About 25 years.
And that's retired years, or were you still working?
I was still working part of that time, and my last job was with the Morris Livermore Lab.
And so you commuted to live in?
Yes, I had an apartment, one-bedroom apartment in Dublin, and that's where I stayed during the week, and then I came home and took care of my family here.
So tell us a little bit about your career. I know you were in the service. Where did it all start? You went to Illinois?
It was
Is that
at the
the
University of
LSU?
Illinois. I graduated in mechanical engineering. Yes. Fighting Illini.
Good.
I don't know what the score of the game was today. Did we lose?
That's halftime.
Was it halftime?
Oh, it's on now?
Oh, are we being interrupted here? Is there more important things to do?
Definitely. We need to be, not Wisconsin, who we
Nebraska.
playing? Nebraska, yeah.
But tell us a little bit about your work career. You got out of college. Did you go into the service at that time?
I started working at Allison Division of General Motors in Indianapolis.
Tractors?
And then I went into the Army for 2 years on active duty. I went in as a second lieutenant, came out as a first lieutenant. And after a while, I got promoted to captain.
How long were you in the service?
On active duty, only 2 years.
Oh,
And then in the reserves, I don't know how many years.
and as a reserve, you were promoted to captain?
Yes.
Got it. And so, after those 2 years, where did you go?
I went back to work for Allison Division and General Motors. Worked on the mostly instrumentation of the engine that powers the C-130. It's still flying today.
Oh, wonderful. So you did a good job of designing it.
No, I didn't design it. I worked on the instrumentation, making measurements.
Oh, great. What else can you tell us about your work career?
Well, let's see. I worked with a company called EG&G, we were called EGG. And we did a lot of measurements for both Lawrence Livermore Lab and Brand X.
Something you can't talk about?
No. I can talk about it, but I can't remember the name of it.
I'll put you even.
But we call it Brand X.
We're all in that.
There's two labs that design nuclear weapons, and one's there and one's at Lawrence Livermore.
And is that what you were working on in Livermore?
Yeah.
Nuclear? And
Yes.
the design of the instruments primarily? Is that what I understand?
No, I worked on some of the controls.
Okay. How many years at Livermore?
It's a good question. I can't remember exactly. That was my last job.
Okay, and did you work in any other locations?
Yeah, I worked at Area 51 when I worked for EG&G. And
Tell us all that you can tell us about Area 51.
I would sometimes fly out there from McCarran Airport, which is the airport in Las Vegas. But Las Vegas is where I lived.
Oh. And how long were you at Area 51?
I think I worked there for maybe about 2 or 3 years.
And designing again, working on technology?
Well, mostly trying to determine the stealthiness of the airplane. The airplane was made of titanium, and titanium is very difficult to work. And one of the sources of titanium is, guess where? The Soviet Union. And we were designing an airplane made with titanium, which the material probably came from the place where we were spying on.
Building planes to bomb.
And, yeah, go ahead.
So tell us about your family, Mel.
I met my wife in Las Vegas. She was not a dancer. She was a school teacher.
Amen.
And she was from Arkansas. And when she told her dad where she got a job, and he said, "What? Las Vegas?" Well, anyway,
So you met in Las Vegas
yes.
and courted and
We met because I was president of the Las Vegas Ski Club.
There's not much skiing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, there's a ski area right outside.
Really?
Yeah. There's Mount Charleston, which is just shy of 12,000 feet.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so your family, you married and had how many children?
I have 4 children, 3 girls and 1 boy.
Okay. We know one of them quite well,
Yeah,
Dana.
Dana Grishock
Yes, sir.
is my daughter.
Yes. And how many grandchildren?
About 12.
About. Okay. 13.
Give or take.
So one of them is adopted, and he came from Colombia.
Ah, wonderful. Good.
Juan Pablo.
Juan Pablo from Colombia. And
Juan Pablo Pickett was
how long have you been coming to Grace Fellowship? How long?
about 25 years.
It's about as long as it's been here, so
That's correct.
you're one of the originals.
Mhm.
Wonderful. Can you tell us about your Christian experience?
I was raised a cradle Episcopalian. My great-grandfather was probably as far back as I can receive. He was in the Navy. retired as a rear admiral.
Your grandfather.
My great-grandfather.
Great-grandfather.
My grandfathers were in the Army.
Mhm. You have a bit of a history with the service.
Yes.
Yeah.
My brother went to West Point. He retired as a lieutenant general because he became chief of the Corps of Engineers. He did get his master's degree at Ohio State.
Great. What else can you tell us about your Christian experience?
Well, I started coming here because I was very interested in getting in the straight scoop, which my wife would have an argument with our priest there at Trinity there in town.
Uh-huh. And you got the right answers here? You got it straight?
Yes, definitely.
Good answer.
Excuse me. How do you like to spend your free time?
Well, let's see. I played baseball, and I used to run, but I don't run anymore. I used to ski, both water skiing and snow skiing,
Do you
which
think
I don't do anymore.
no more snow skiing?
But
No more snow skiing?
no, yeah, I used to ski black diamonds and occasionally double black, but then I just sort of went back down and I started skiing bunny slopes. And I said, that's time to quit.
I quit skiing quite some time ago, and I'm 8 years younger than you, so it's you've done wonderful. How about pickleball? Are you
I
still
play pickleball, and in fact, I'll probably play pickleball tomorrow.
Wonderful.
So down at Detroit Park. And I also work out at the gym.
Good. Can you tell us three of your fondest memories?
Meeting and dating my wife and skiing.
Wonderful. That's always a good one.
Both skiing and snow skiing and water skiing. I did that at the time I was water skiing and I had a boat that I used to run on Lake Mead when I lived in Las Vegas.
Yeah, wonderful. Any other fond memories?
Can't think of anything other than traveling, which is I really love to do.
You've done some great traveling, I would assume.
Yeah, I've been to the UK, and that's right. As a family, I had a job in Germany with my company called G&G, and I took my family over. And one of the interesting things that happened when I got a year-round pass for my family, and one of the times, every time we go from one country to another, they'd stop, change the locomotives, and then he'd check everybody's passports. And the guy, when we came into France, I jumped up on top of the chair on this very, very fancy car, reached up to get my briefcase to show all my passports, and the French guy took a look at us and he says, "American?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Forget it." There's two clues. One was the way we were dressed, and the other was the number of kids I had. Because Europeans, even back then, didn't have that many children.
And you had 4. I want to go back to the comment you made, all my passports. How many passports do you have?
Well, I had one for each one of us.
Oh, okay.
And 6.
Okay, good. Good answer.
And each one like this.
You didn't have something for you. I wouldn't be surprised if you did. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the group?
I can't think of anything unless somebody has any questions.
Good. Any questions?
Still waiting on Area 51.
The interesting thing about all that was, when I was working there, I couldn't tell anybody where I was working. It was very hush hush.
Can we just leave that door open?
No?
I guess that was the answer.
Now, how did you like serving in the country?
How did you like serving the country?
I enjoyed it because I was used to it because of my family background. My great-grandfather went to Annapolis, and he served on the Union side. I have another part of my family who served on the other side.
Good. Balance. Hey, I have one thing I would like to tell about Mel. I know that many of you do things to serve the church, and it's in the background and not talked about or nobody's made aware of it, and lots of quiet people doing quiet things. Mel, for about 3 years now, I asked Mel, I was coming on Saturdays to clean up the front of the church so all the bird poop and leaves and trash would be gone. Well, I asked Mel, because I knew he lived close, if he would do that. So for the last about 3 years or more, every Saturday when he's in town, quietly comes to the church, hoses it off, blows it off, cleans it up. And it's been a real blessing, a real service, and we appreciate that. Steve, question?
Mel, do you still play pickleball?
Yes, sir. In fact, I'll probably play tomorrow.
Jonathan?
How did you meet your wife?
Because I was president of the Las Vegas Ski Club, she was interested in skiing, and I guess some of her friends, she was a school teacher, wanted to get us together. And so that's how I met.
Any other questions? Anyone? Mel, thank you very much. Thank you for what you do, who you are. Okay.
You're totally welcome.